Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Plays The Binding of Isaac. Hope everyone's doing alright. Everyone's chilling, going about their day nice and lovely. Today we're going to be doing Lazarus. The run purpose is Tainted Lazarus. What actually is gonna happen? I don't know. Yo. Do y'all see that? Oh, it shows the overlay. You know what, man? Fucking, I don't give a damn. Yeah. Sometimes I will just... I'm not using that shit. I'm not using that shit. I'm sorry. No amount of anything is gonna get me to use that shit, bro. Tony, it's a good item. Yeah, I'm not throwing up mom's bra on the screen, bro. You feel me? Not happening. Anyways, yeah, the Discord overlay, I guess, is up, which is kind of... You know what? Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna just record this and I'm gonna just ask my friend for consent. And if there is no consent given, then I'm gonna just have to re-record the whole damn episode. So let's fucking hope he says yes. Anyways, hope everyone's doing alright. I myself am doing pretty good. I'm chilling, going about my day nice and lovely style, I guess you could say. We're trying to just get Tainted Lazarus. Honestly, if we do get a W, perfectly fine by me. I think that's great. But I think the mainstay here is just try to get Tainted Lazarus. If we can do even that, I will call this a W. You know what? It freezes enemies. I have to. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to flash y'all with that horrible imagery on the screen. But it freezes enemies. It's too goated. Anyways, I've been thinking, Tony, what's on the addendum? Or not addendum. What's on the agenda for today? You know, what are you trying to government psyop us into this time? Well, fellow audience members slash viewers that are actively participating and, you know, stuff like that. Viewers at home, I am going to talk about the new fucking Black Ops 6 Zombies map. Now, today, today is March 27th, 2025. A trailer came out. A trailer came out today, March 27, 2025, earlier this morning, for the new Black Ops 6 map, the Shattered Veil. Now, I'm not gonna cement anything, set anything in stone as to like, Tony, you're playing this map, or I think this map is good. No, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say anything. You know, how can I talk about a game I ain't never played before? You feel me? Type of shit. But I will say, so far, it's looking damn good. Look, it's totally the nostalgia bait. I don't know how you guys feel about like nostalgia baiting and stuff like that. I'll maybe have a small discussion on that later in this episode, but there is definitely a part of me. If you guys have not seen the trailer, by the way, and you're somehow gonna get spoiled on this map via my episode here, I would highly recommend maybe just clicking off to go view it real quick. It's not long, it's very good. It's pretty peak, trust me. But anyways, new Zombies map, Shattered Veil, takes place back in the Liberty Falls, but in the mansion area where like the intro cutscene for Liberty Falls took place, and you know, the intro cutscene with Richtofen. And it looks to be, I will say, it looks to be really freaking cool. Will it be really cool? I don't know, but it looks to be a semi-medium sized map. Those are my kind of favorites. And it also looks like it's going to have fucking double tap back, bitches. And I gotta say, I'm excited. I am absolutely gassed up right now, brother, that we are going to be having the GOAT known as, oh, damn it, I was not supposed to get hit there. We're gonna be having the GOAT known as Double Tap 2.0, or maybe not Double Tap 2.0. There was a little, I didn't get to check the augments and stuff like that, but Double Tap itself is coming back. It's absolutely fan favorite Call of Duty Zombies perk. Now, I will say, I do understand where the devs come from at the point in time when it was removed. I'd be thinking, Tony, you're siding with the devs? I didn't know you were a bootlicker. I'm not a bootlicker. I just kind of, you know, sometimes you can kind of see where people are coming from, or like the ideas they're going for whenever something new happens. And that's kind of where I came from with this with this. Where I understand where Treyarch stood on even removing double tap in the first place. They removed it back in Black Ops 4 because they wanted more people to utilize the ultra like pack-a-punch system where you double and then triple pack a weapon and then quadruple pack a weapon in order to get more damage out of it. Why would you want to pack-a-punch a weapon for more damage while also having a weapon or a perk that just gives you free double damage? You know what I mean? It was kind of like, it's gonna make the game too easy, so we got to get rid of one of them, and this one of them was a new mechanic we introduced, so it's not gonna be that one. So double tap got, you know, double tap got cut, unfortunately. I see where it's coming from there, but double tap had to get cut because otherwise it'd be too easy. And it's not like they were just gonna get rid of that whole system they just introduced with the whole, you know, changing AATs and also, what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm sorry, I'm adjusting my seat. Changing alternate ammo types, but also, what's the word I'm thinking of, man? Oh my God, he's Fortnite, dude. Sorry, brain rot. I got a comment on one of my fucking videos talking about how I was on the brain rot like juice, that video, and that after the episode was done, I was gonna like boot up my 12 monitors and just inject the TikTok brain rot directly into my fucking veins. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you know who you are, motherfucker. I'm not gonna call you out by name because that might be what you want, one. But also, like, that's not what the fuck I do, okay? I'm actually partaking in a brain nourishment, you know? I'm trying to get my brain back on track. I'm trying to undo the years of rot TikTok has caused me. Jokes aside, though. Yeah, you can call me an addict to a degree when it comes to that. My bad, y'all. But anyways, you know, to go back, kind of go back on that, be like, Tony, what are we talking about here? Dude, the new map, like, double tap's coming back, and I can't wait. And once again, there is a good chance it is just nostalgia bait, but low-key, I'm gonna be real with you, might sound crazy to say, I low-key don't give a damn. Like, it's goated, you know what I mean? Now I'm thinking, Tony, what is nostalgia bait? If you don't know what the hell nostalgia bait is, or what term I'm using here, nostalgia bait is a kind of thing that either companies or people will do where in order to try and get you to like their new thing that may or may not necessarily be that good. If it is, all the better for it. But most of the time when a nostalgia bait thing happens, it's kind of, actually, forgive me. Let me be objective here. But yeah, nostalgia bait essentially just means when people or devs or, you know, a company in general decides to bring back something old and beloved by many people. They decide to bring it back from, you know, from death or wherever the hell it somehow was last time in order to draw in their audience again, essentially. And whether what they're drawing them into is good or not, that's up to the beholder, I guess one might say. Tony, what are you thinking of this? I made mention of this a while back on another Destiny related episode, but Bungie decided, hey, we got to get people to play our new dungeon. How do we get them to do that? Oh, I know. Let us repurpose this dungeon, I guess you could say. Or let us have the dungeon, you know, it's going to be a good one. People are going to love it. And then at the end, or let's just have the, what's it called? The exotic for this dungeon be a classic Destiny 1 weapon that we have on multiple occasions stated will never come back due to balance issues. Something like that, you know what I mean? They brought back Icebreaker, which was a Destiny 1 weapon that they were kind of like said and done with, being like, hey, we're not going to bring this back due to the fact that it just wouldn't be properly balanced in this sandbox, and we don't know how we'd be able to like kind of fit it in properly. You know what I mean? So they brought it back because they needed people to play that Vesper's Host dungeon. Now, I will say, this is where it falls into the camp of sometimes it's for the good, sometimes it's for the worst. Me personally, absolutely fucking loved that dungeon. I thought the Vespers host dungeon was an absolutely peak amazing dungeon. It's really fucking good. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's a really fucking good dungeon. Downside is that in order for me to have to see that it was a good dungeon, because of the fact that Destiny was in a bad spot at that moment, the only way for essentially to get people to play their dungeon, even though it was good content, but they just had lost so much trust in the community at that point due to just like the story in general, like the episode just kind of not being that good at that point in time. It was like, all right, we got to do something. Fuck it. Let's bring back Icebreaker to get people to play the content. And the dungeon's really fucking good. Genuinely, if there's any Destiny pilled gamers out there, let me know what y'all think about this take. You guys might think I'm crazy. I honestly, I think you'd be justified to call me crazy for this take, but actually, I'm gonna be real. I got another rant. I don't think it's that crazy of a take. I think I'm gassing myself up too much. It might be the best dungeon the game has had. The game has had quite a few dungeons. It's had, you know, Pit of Heresy, Shattered Throne, Warlord's Ruin. Warlord's Ruin being a nice, really fucking good dungeon. Ghost of the Deep. But at the end of the day, I think that Vesper's Host is easily the best dungeon in all of Destiny. It is just so well designed, and atmospherically, it is amazing that I cannot deny it. Now, to get back on for the non-Destiny pilled gamers, essentially, they had a very good dungeon on their hands, but in order to like get people like me or a whole bunch of other, you know, people I knew to play it, got to be like, all right, we got to essentially bundle this with something that we know people want. People have been wanting this gun back for so long. All right, just give it to them. Give it to them because fuck it, that's what we got to do. Anyway, it kind of sucked, you know, I will say. In my opinion, it kind of sucked because it's like, it sucks that this was how I needed to essentially get back to the game to play this good content. Not tricked. Tricked might be the wrong word to say here, but like the game needed to like coax me back in. You know what I mean? Like the game didn't have me in its hold enough to be like, just play the game, forehead. Instead, it's like we gotta like lure you back in. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's a good chance that it could honestly, genuinely just be nostalgia bait here. You know what I mean? With the Shattered Veil. Oh, they revealed Double Tap. They revealed the Ray Gun Mark II. They revealed the goddamn, the Wunderwaffe coming back. In my mind, I'm like, dude, these are all really freaking peak things, you know? IMO. These are all insanely peak things. I am so happy. I'm so glad that it's coming back. However, another part of me is kind of also like, what if it's all just shit? You know what I mean? Ooh, I want that, but I don't want the shot speed up. You feel me? I can't grab it. If I get the shot speed up, Trisagion gets worse. I need to keep Trisagion in its like neutral, not neutral state, but like, in case you guys don't know, Trisagion does more damage the lower the shot speed because it hits the enemies, like it goes through the enemies longer. You feel me? So I need to skip it. We'll see how I'm feeling later down the line if I think I need it or some shit. Is that Perthro? Holy based, this is a Perthro rune. But yeah, you know, essentially it's just like, the game could be baiting me, you know what I mean? The game, I understand it could be baiting me, but you know, maybe it's bad to say this. A part of me is kind of like, I know the game has hurt me enough sometimes. In case you guys are wondering, Tony, how'd the game hurt you specifically? Last map, the Tomb, solid map. In my opinion, I've thoroughly enjoyed playing it with my friend. However, came the downside of, I believe it was made during the writer's strike, and a lot of the voice actors just weren't used at all. Like, the VAs for them, the end cutscene is quite literally silence. Like, it is just the main characters, the Janus crew, just not the Janus crew, but you know, I guess, do we have a name? Is it the Janus crew? I don't think we have a name necessarily for the, like, the crew that's in Terminus and Citadel and all that. Essentially, they had a whole issue with, you know, writer strike due to like one needing rights protection against AI voices and shit like that. And so the entire end cutscene was just them, the whole crew, like walking to pick up the Sentinel artifact from the Aether, not the Aether, the Chaos storyline, and then proceeding to get the hell out by helicopter. And they did not speak a word at all, and instead it was literally all the Samantha voice, which is funny considering Samantha in this, like, at this point in time is an AI voice. Like, she's not voiced by AI, but she is herself artificial intelligence voiced by, you know, a human, because that's just who's voicing. That's the VA. But it's very funny that the character Samantha Maxis at this point in time is like an AI. And it was like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, it's fucked up. That, like, that whole writer strike shit. Well, not fucked up, the writer strike was happening. Obviously, I feel like I shouldn't have to clarify this, but writer strike, great thing. They should be fighting for their own rights, you know? But what is the fucked up thing is the fact that they still made the map, they still, you know, put out the end cutscene, and then they just didn't have the VA speak at all. And instead we just kind of had like an exposition dump from Sam. And also no new voice lines for the map at all, which sucks because that's kind of like the whole reason that's the whole reason they brought back the characters, you know? They brought back map operators, you know, like canon map operators, was due to the fact that there was so much, like, what's the word I'm thinking? Not fan appeal, but you know, people like to play as characters with like some personality to them, so they were able to have characters like have real ass personality in this freaking, what's it called? It's cool. In my opinion, I think it's really fucking cool. You know, for me personally, I will say, for me personally, I think it's really fucking cool. However, only downside is not the only downside. I guess the only downside, I guess, is if the voice actors somehow go on strike, you're not going to get new lines, which is fine by me. Once again, I am 100% in support of VAs wanting to fight for their own rights. What I am completely against is the company in general just being like, fuck it, who cares? Put out the content anyways. And then having the content come out, not half-assed is not the word, because I definitely think, at least from a development standpoint, there was a lot of care put into the map, the tomb, you know? Granted, it sucks that it's like only the ice staff. I wish there was more than just one staff. But in general, the map is not a bad map. I think a lot of people kind of give it too much shit just because of either one, you know, game dev bad, or two, maybe just some kind of, not pent over rage, but the people developing the game, you know, the people like making the map design and shit like that aren't the same people in charge of like paying the workers a living wage. They themselves are workers too. You ever wonder what it all really means? I'm sorry. But it's just like, you know, it sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks. This is insanely goated. It's a damage up and a shot speed down. A very good shot speed down, too. Our range is a little atrocious, but don't worry. What hit me? Huh? What? Unironically, what hit me? What the hell? Did you guys see that? I think fruitcake is fucking me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But don't worry, we'll be fine. Oh, I don't want that shit, bro. What about to say, dude? Thank you. After beating a boss, that's useless right here. Black candle is really good. 9-volt is useless. Potato peeler is not good. Brother? Okay, there you go. And then mom's key is really good. Let's blow you up. I already went to the item room. There's no point. Or no. There is a point because there is still one more item room in Gehenna or Ash Pit, depending on which one. Not Ash Pit. Gehenna or Mausoleum, depending on which one we get. But you know, in general, it's just like I think, in my opinion, personally, crazy. I think that the Past Zombies map, the Tomb, very good map. I enjoyed playing it with my friends as like a fun map to play. You know what I mean? I will say maybe as like a fully developed zombies map, it might be slightly a bit lackluster. Like to some degree, once again, in like the aspect of the VAs and shit. But we're not talking like, if we're talking pure gameplay wise, like, you know, essentially comparing it to like a Cold War map, I think it's really good. The atmosphere is fucking great. If we're comparing it to Cold War, damn near every map in Cold War was a military base of some kind. The only non-military base map I can think of is Mauer, and guess what? That is like one of my favorite zombies maps of all time, and easily my favorite out of Black Ops Cold War. But it's good, bro. You know what I mean? It's goated. IMO. I think the Tomb is a very good map. Crazy opinion, once again, you know? No need to harm me or anything, brother. What the fuck was that? Bitch? What the fuck? Did y'all see that, bro? Y'all hear something? My bad. But anyways. That aside, I guess. I'm slightly excited, you know, if I'm gonna be real with y'all, I am definitely slightly excited for their new map, for the new Shattered Veil map. Oh, I guess to a degree, you know, if you wanted to make the argument, and I will make the argument to play devil's advocate, you know, I like to make both sides of the argument myself because I feel like, one, it helps me see both sides. You know, I'm surprised more people kind of don't do that, you know, not to say I'm better than people type shit, but it genuinely, to me, I'm low-key kind of surprised more people don't not play devil's advocate with themselves, but you know, when you write an essay, when you're trying to write like a persuasive essay, this is where I learned it from, is when you write a persuasive essay, at some point in your essay, you're supposed to address the opposition and essentially come up with good claims that the opposition might bring up and then refute them in order to persuade. You know what I mean? What better way to get someone on your side than to be like, hey, look, this argument that you might have, it's a good argument. Here is my counter to it. Consider the following type shit. You feel me? You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think it's a good strategy that I learned from fucking, you know, essay writing, and I would think more people might follow it, truth be told. But that may not be the case from what I have seen, you know? Usually what you see online type of shit, you feel me? But once again, I am willing to play the devil's advocate in this scenario. I will bring up my argument in that, Tony, you like the Tomb map, but it's just nostalgia bait, you know? They brought back the fucking ice staff, you know? They knew people weren't gonna fuck with this map due to the, you know, probably no personality introducing the characters due to us fucking not firing them, but you know, them being on strike and us just kind of being like, oh, well, all's be, let it be, I guess, type shit. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. You bring up a good point. You do bring up a valid point, truth be told. Sorry, I was trying to lock in there for a second. But yeah, you do bring up a good point, random citizen that Tony has created in his mind. Straw man, one might say. Now, Grant, I will say, a logical fallacy, Tony, is the straw man argument, but I'm trying to make a good straw man, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make a straw man that I think passes like the snuff test type shit. So, essentially, to get back on track here. You could say the tomb is nostalgia bait to a degree, you know what I mean? They brought back the fucking ice staff from Origins, and that's the only staff they brought back. They didn't even bring back any other fucking staff. And you know what? That is true. I do like the map. They did bring back the fucking ice staff. I did talk about how I wish they brought back more, but they only did ice staff. And yes, that could be easily seen as nostalgia bait. In not even in some sense, in general, just like you could say straight up that is nostalgia bait, and you would be right. They brought back the ice staff for like probably the sole purpose of we need people to play this, and we know it might not necessarily do that well because A, it's definitely a lot smaller compared to the other maps in the game, and B, damn it, and B, it's what's the word I'm thinking of?
Spent it. It's gone.
Just get over it.
You mean it's gone? How can you have spent our savings?
You know, just in general, the fact that it only has, you know, this specific one staff and the rest of the map may not necessarily be up to snuff to the COD Zombies fan standards. They definitely had to nostalgia bait you in order to get you to play the map by bringing back the ice staff. And I would be lying if I didn't say that that is one of my maybe not favorite parts of the map, but it's a part of the map that I like a lot, is the fact that there is the ice staff, because I like using it. It's a fucking cool weapon. You know what I mean? So, I mean, truth be told, I will say, if I am to recall my arguments, I don't think I necessarily said nostalgia bait is a bad thing, but sometimes, you know, it could bring you to something that's not necessarily good. Now, I will say, I do like the tomb. I think it's a solid map. There you go. I do think it's a solid map. However, you know, I could definitely see the argument for the other side being like, Tony, this is fucked up. You know, you're falling for the nostalgia bait. You're over here talking about nostalgia bait, and it's like, yeah, I understand. I personally think the tomb's a good map. However, most people don't. To me, it's not that bad of nostalgia bait, but that's because I have my own opinion of, I think it's, in general, I think it's a solid map. But other people don't hold that same opinion, you know what I mean? Other people hold a different opinion, that they think the map is, in their opinion, the map is bad. Or just not up to the snuff that they would think. And I can see where you're coming from, you know? I'm gonna be real with you, I can see where you're coming from in that aspect. You feel me? I have the thoughts, I have the brain to be like, yeah, I honestly, I understand. There's definitely some aspects of the game that haven't necessarily held up to the light, you know? Such as specifically, it like, not if you're spoiled by all the other games, but you know, content-wise specifically, I will say, I am happy that we are getting content so frequently, you know? It's definitely something I'm not used to. In most games, specifically definitely older Call of Duty games, by this time we'd be sitting around probably waiting for DLC 2 to come out. You know, but here in Black Ops 3, they're on their fucking third map at this point. Or no. If we're including base game, if they're on DLC 3, you know, in general, fourth Zombies map. Because Liberty Falls, Terminus, Citadel, and Tomb. And then recently, you know, Shattered Veil. or not recently, but recently revealed coming out in 1 week, Shattered Veil. And I gotta say, I understand, you know, why some people might be like, hey, look, trust me, I'm loving the content. I'm loving the fact that you guys are putting out so much content. However, might not be the same quality due to the fact that it's taking less and less time to make. And I'm not a quality over quantity kind of guy, or I'm not a quantity over quality kind of guy. I think I'd rather prefer something that is well made and took some time for it to be well made. However, I would also like to think I am able to swing both ways within reason, you know. Haha, funny bisexual joke, Tony. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I would think I am good enough to swing both ways within reason, you know. That is my thought process. So I did not mean to hit that. That was just bad damage. Not even bad. That was atrocious damage. Like, Tony, slime yourself out ? Type shit. No, not that bad. But it's just like, I do not mind if I am given something somewhat often, if it is of at least a substantial, like a decent quality. You know what I mean? Tony, you're settling. That may be, I guess. You know, I can see the argument for being like, Tony, you're settling, but in my opinion, I like the content. In my, like I said, to me, the content coming out somewhat fast, and to me, the content is up to par with what I would have come to expect. You know, once again, I'm not expecting fucking Origins level classic zombies map. Not to say that you are dumb to think that, because that would be mean, but all I gotta say is we are past that time now. And of course, that does not exempt you from being like, oh, Tony, we're past the time of getting Origins and Mob of the Dead. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't still, you know, it's not bad to want something of that quality, and I agree. I don't think it's bad to want something to be super duper high quality. But, like, you also gotta be fucking reasonable, you know what I mean? You gotta realize the same company that Treyarch was a few years back when they were making those classic zombies maps, when they were doing some goated ass games, ain't the same fucking company that it is now. Whether that be like, you know, creatively with how they want to design their games, whether it be like actually in terms of like people being there, you know, not the same workers. Some people leave, some people, you know, come back, shit like that. Everything's a little different. You know what I mean? Ow, that was horrible damage off rip. But yeah, everything's a little bit different, brother, you know? Once again, like this is not to, I'm not of the argument that Treyarch can do no wrong, or is it bad to want something to be super high quality again? And I'm gonna be real with you, no, it's not bad to want something to be super high quality. I would expect my zombies maps to be high quality, and so far, they have been, the only exception being the fucking Tomb, because Citadel was an absolutely great map within the confines of Black Ops 6, and especially if we're, you know, comparisons to Thief of Joy type shit. But if we're comparing it to the other maps, the previous maps that we have to compare it to, like, you know, fucking the Anfang der Toten, if we're talking Vanguard, or like, hell, even Forsaken, or like, not, you know, Outbreak, even Modern Warfare Z, or MWZ zombies, you know, Modern Warfare zombies. The quality is a vast improvement, and in my opinion, you know, people say comparison is a thief of joy, but in this case, comparison brings me joy, because I'm happy knowing that compared to the, I'm usually not the kind of doomer guy to be like, oh, this blank has fallen, but I would definitely say my opinion, how I viewed Treyarch zombies, in like how I viewed Treyarch developed zombies, had definitely fallen with what they were coming out with for Modern Warfare zombies, because they made the zombies for that, and also Vanguard zombies. I'm gonna be real. A part of me was kind of like, they are not cooking, and it honestly, it hurts me to say, but my goats may be washed even. But then they came back with Black Ops 6 and they were like, motherfucker, we're not washed. Watch this, bitch. And then proceeded to give me some of the most goated content zombies maps I've seen in a while. Watch this. If you snatch his bomb with safety scissors, you can place down your own like super bomb. It's really funny. How did that hit me, bro? What? But yeah, look. Am I a super duper diehard zombies fan? I will say, yeah, I'm a super duper diehard zombies fan. However, low key with how it seems with like a lot of people on the internet and shit like that, I also think I'm a reasonable fucking human being, which for some reason just isn't a thing that people are nowadays. You know, at least that's what it fucking looks like. Is that it seems like most people aren't fucking reasonable to a degree. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little mad. But, you know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, I will see people come to expect a company that is definitely has different vision, different, what's the word I'm thinking of? Development style. And be like, how come they're not making the classics as good as they used to? And it's like, my brother in Christ, you gotta take in what you see here. They're not making the classics as good as they used to because they're not the same people they used to be. People change over time, you know? And once again, you know, not to say you have to accept everything for what it is, I guess, to a degree. But if something changes and it changes in a way you don't like it, you know, you can have your opinion that you think it sucks, but you're not gonna hear me. You're not gonna catch me taking your opinion lightly when I'm having the fucking time of my life. You know what I mean? You're not gonna hear me taking your opinion to heart when I'm over here doing the goddamn entire ass tomb Easter egg and Terminus Easter egg with my friends because the shit's fun. Anyways, we got Tainted Lazarus and Astral Projection. This might be the longest win streak I've had, 6. Not to jinx it, but you know, see how far it goes. Anyways, I want to thank y'all for watching. If you guys did enjoy, greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time reviewing this, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.